say anything dodgy.
Welcome to Source to...
Mute everything for now.
I see myself.
We are live.
We are live. Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is, wherever you are. I should hope it's the afternoon because we're about to talk about UK Amazon rather than anywhere else. So, you know, you're in the wrong bloody place otherwise.
There's 7 people watching so far. We've got Dan Harper in the chat. We've got Jordan Murray in the chat.
Man like Dan, man like Jordan. Hello, boys.
And I'd give Ryan Hackworth a shout out, but he doesn't deserve one.
So we're just going to wait for a few more people to come through. If you've got any questions early doors that you'd like us to answer later on, feel free to chuck them in the chat now and we'll get back to them. Not quite Q&A time yet, but we'll get there. So
Harper, such a gorgeous pair of men. We're not giving you a discount. Can someone confirm you can hear us? I imagine someone would have told us you can't if you couldn't.
it's a beautiful day in England these days. Lovely and warm down here in the south. Hope everyone's staying safe, staying hydrated.
I think by the tan on my arms, this arm specifically, looking like a Neapolitan ice cream, I think they could probably tell. Been out in the sun a little bit too much recently.
Loud and clear, can confirm. Thank you, boys. As always, appreciate it. Jordan, I hope the youngling as well.
Yes.
Dan.
Congratulations for leaving your job, Dan.
Yeah, congratulations on leaving the job, Dan. Send me more stock.
Yes, yes. Haven't done a box for Dan in a while, actually. 7 people watching now.
Dan, it's not sparkling water, it's an energy drink. And
Discovering
free
fate.
up my guy. No, kidding. Let him rock.
Free Top G. Talking of that. While we've got a little bit of time, everybody.
Dan, if you need any help with wholesale, shout. I've got a few suppliers that I might be able to give you, provided you promise not to tank anything and don't ruin it.
Free Top G.
Well, we've gone Goggle Squad.
Oh, I should have got the cigar as well. So it was 6 people watching now. Has someone left? Right, well we've got 7 people watching now. Hopefully some more people join as we get on. But guys, welcome to From the Source. This is the name for our podcast now. Now we've done a couple. I mean, this is our second, third?
Yeah,
podcast
second,
we've
third
done.
live stream.
We want to be able to do them a lot more regularly. So share the word. Spread the word. I will take the glasses off. I do
Right, so main point of conversation tonight and stuff is we were chatting earlier and it's fast approaching the fact that Q4 is actually scarily close with regard to it being around the corner. We are mere days away from Q3, which obviously we're hitting proper summertime now. If you've got any swimming pools and seasonal stock for people's gardens and stuff like that, now is the sort of time where that will start to fly. But realistically, if your brain isn't already into Q4, and if you haven't done a Q4 before and experienced a Christmas on Amazon, then now's the sort of time to start planning. If you think that you're going to carry on going with it and it's all going successfully for you. We just dropped a new video on this YouTube channel, so if you want to check that out afterwards, please feel free to. I was checking out Home Bargains, B&M and TK Maxx. Those are 3 fantastic places to get some retail arbitrage stock going into Christmas. And in that video I said that around Christmas time you could buy a lump of coal and sell it for 9 times the price on Amazon. And that's pretty true. So keep an eye out for sort of the stock that you want to do. Now, with regard to that, what sort of stock do you want to be getting in? Well, that depends, doesn't it? I mean, everyone looks at toys, which is obviously quite a key one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I wrote down here as well, which was make sure for Q4 get your suppliers and wholesalers in the right place. And especially a lot of us, you may have started with toys, but kind of slacked off toys, but you definitely don't want to be doing that in Q4. So make sure you get your toy suppliers in place. I mean, Zappies is one to name. You know, there's plenty of others out there. And as Glenn said, wrapping up with that RA video, I mean, it's going to be quite. That video will be really, really good coming into like January sales and stuff like that. Looking into, I mean, TK Maxx is great in the January sales, and these places will have a lot of clearances at that time. So quite appropriate, I must say.
If any of you have been out RAing at the moment, you'll know it's quite dead at the moment. It's a very strange time of year. This time last year was we were sort of heading into the boots offers were starting to pick up with their sort of clearance stock before Q4 hit up. So at the moment it's pretty dead, as you'll see in this video that I just made. It's a bit of a struggle if you want to go out. There's still lots of money to be made, and I've just shot another video doing RA. RA is quite a nice one to shoot, and lots of people enjoy it, so hence why we're focusing on that. But if you've got any ideas for online arbitrage videos that you'd like to see, sourcing tips, techniques and stuff, that's certainly something that we can look into and get the content pumping out. We aim to be the best content provider here on YouTube for a lot of different Amazon tips and videos and stuff like that, along with obviously our service providers.
Lots of exciting videos to come, isn't there?
Yeah, hopefully we can grab Heathy and make a video with him at some point as well.
Everyone go badger Heathy. He doesn't live too far from us, and yeah, we'd like some of his subscribers, wouldn't we?
We certainly meet him halfway.
Mm.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
RA is hard at this time of year, so it's a lot quite hard pressed, but it's also a good time to go out and learn. If you can go out and do RA and succeed now, then come Christmas time, September, October, November, you'll certainly succeed a lot more, because that's when the real offers start to pick up. That's when the toys start flying off the shelves, and that's when some ludicrous like deals can be found when you're out and about doing that.
Like you say, it's a much better. It's a good time to learn as well. You're not going to be going through the car park with loads and loads of stock, getting it wet in the trolley. And it's a nice time, especially driving around in the sun as well. It's nice to get out and do that, isn't it? Rather than in December, it is easier to be ordering from your laptop, isn't it?
So if you're one of those new guys that are looking at it, the sort of stuff that's coming into the seasonal aisles at the moment is your composts, your not that you can sell that on Amazon, but your grass seed, your lawn seed, your mowers, strimmers.
You did well off that last year, didn't you?
Yeah, anything sort of plant and outdoorsy related will be on your seasonal aisles at the moment in like Asda, Home Bargains, TK, Sainsbury's, Tesco, you name it, it's probably there. And what a lot of people often forget is that in August, all of the supermarkets will start to clear their shelves, ready for, Halloween is a key one that starts to ping up around early September, end of August. People are already ready for that. So the supermarkets would rather sell their stock out, but there's still plenty of time for you to buy and sell that stock quite quickly. Ironically, for whatever reason, they decide it's a great time to shift out all their houseplant, fertilisers and feeds for 30 pence when they were selling at £3. So it's a great time to pick up that. Approaching Q3, there's a lot of stuff you can go out and get RA wise, but you want to starting to be having one eye on and starting to focus on your Q4 and where you want to go from there. Really, you've got
to ask yourself a lot of questions really around the time. Obviously, we've touched on making sure you've got the right suppliers in place, make sure you diversify your ASIN portfolio. Have you got, even little things, have you got all the essential stationery in place? Have you got more boxes? You've got to ask yourself, have you got the right software in place? Have you got your SDK? Have you got your SAS at the time? Have you got all the time to be doing this when you're partying? If your 9 to 5 is if that picks up towards Q4, are you going to have the time outside of your day job doing this kind of stuff? Do you need a deal sheet to help you source? Do you need a prep centre to help you prep your stuff? Do you need a VA? I mean, I know it's quite far in advance now, but things can move and it can snowball massively, can't it, in the next few months? And training a VA isn't overnight. So if you're going to need one of them around November time, maybe take that investment and start now.
Now's the time to start looking at that. And if they can learn to source now when it's quite tough out there, there's not many deals floating around. There's no real seasonal sort of Father's Day's gone. There's no deals for that now. There's nothing really happening for quite a long time. They've got Prime Day next month, so maybe get them on A2As. Just a quick few shout outs to people. Again, we've said Dan, we said Jordan, lovely to have you boys in here. Jazz, nice to see you in here. Adam, BJ Channel has got a question for us. I'll run through in just a second. And nice to see you too as well, John. Thanks for hopping by. Thanks for coming in. Any questions about anything, drop it down in the chat below. BJ says, yo guys, with how many suppliers as wholesalers working at this time to keep your store running? How many are we running with? Well, as we said, OA, you've pretty much got unlimited. You don't need any connections for online arbitrage. You can order whenever you want. Your typical brands, and there's a lot more niche sites. But with regard to wholesalers, I personally have accounts with about 6. I don't order from all of them. Some of them is rubbish. Some of them are rubbish compared to others. And you'll wait for their offers and their clearance offers to come through, and it might be worth purchasing. There's recently a few things that I was buying quite consistently, but because of the cost of living and everything seems to have gone up, sadly I can't purchase from those guys anymore because their price is literally doubled, and it's now cheaper to go and buy that product in a supermarket than it is to buy from a wholesaler. So it's key to have as many of these doors open as possible, because one could just shut down and become rubbish overnight, or that 3 or 4 products that you were getting, if you're working on a margin of 20% and a return on investment of 50, all of a sudden if they up their prices by 20%, that wipes out most of the profit you could get. So it's key to have good relationships, and as you were saying, build those relationships for Q4 now with your suppliers, especially in the wholesale game, because everyone's going to want to hop on in October and put through a pallet order for the first time. That's not the time to do it. You've got to test the waters now, build up those relationships. If you have wholesalers, they'll email you on a daily, weekly, basis with lots of different offers. Get chatting to them, make sure they know your name, and it might seem a bit like, oh well, of course there's going to be hundreds of people doing this, why bother? But if they'll remember your name in the same way that you remember someone's name in a Discord or something like that. They might be just that little bit more willing to help out. The suppliers know how to deliver to you. They've got your preferences down, and overall, they might just not be actually accepting applications when it comes later down the line. So that should be big on your list at the moment.
Piggybacking off that, we talk about how you get loads of connections with loads of different wholesalers, but you know, sometimes less is more in this case. Yeah, your relationship with them is way more important, and you might get them better deals, you might get them better margins from staying with one and ordering a lot from one, instead of going from one to the other, just getting the best deals that they have, or you know, we all get them emails of you know, flash deal right now from these wholesalers, or you know, stay with one and you know, try and build that relationship.
I'd just like to shout out Nas, thanks for hopping by. We've got about 15 of you in here now, really appreciate you all stopping by.
Thank you guys.
I'll keep saying it, any questions down below. Yeah, so we're obviously looking to increase our content output here at Source to Store as well. So if there's any sort of videos and any questions that you have now that you know might not be best for us to sit down and talk to you guys on a sofa about, you might prefer an in-depth video on a sourcing technique or something like that, feel free to obviously drop us a message or contact us on our socials. If you've got us in one of the Discords that we're in, you can just message from there.
Well, should we give them a little catch up about kind of what we've been doing here at Source to Store?
Yeah.
A lot's changed. Obviously, last time we did a podcast, we've had an expansion.
Yeah.
Our client base has gone up massively. We've become an access point.
Yeah.
For UPS, and it's been a really exciting time recently. We've been trying to build up our client base going into Q4, looking ahead as you guys should be, and a lot of exciting changes.
Yeah. So I think the key one there is obviously the expansion for starters.
Yeah.
You would have, if any of you would have seen our first couple of videos that we made on this channel, then you would have seen that we had like sort of a one table system, and we were getting quite tight for space. We had the opportunity to expand to a neighbouring office, and we decided to take that up. Which has been fantastic for us. Now means we can sort of divide our prep area to our office area, and of course the studio that we're in now. Everything has its own place. Everything lives in its own area, which production-wise makes things a lot easier, and obviously prep-wise makes things a lot easier as well. You know, we can pump out 5-6 times the amount of units because everything's just we've tried and tested different methods and different ways of doing things, and now we've established that we're probably at the best we can get, and there's still room for expansion, and you know, more prep areas, more specific prep for going into that Q4, because we obviously anticipate being very busy. No, John, you didn't miss a lot, don't worry.
As you were saying, it's just about the speed, isn't it, and how our table layouts are. And if anyone's seen that old movie about McDonald's, I don't know what it's called.
The Founder?
The Founder, that's it. And at the beginning, they're showing this new guy, aren't they? How they work the kitchen and how they make sure that one person's on the grill, make sure that they've got their aces in their places, and make sure that everyone's doing the right job in the right order. We kind of base ourselves a lot of that, I guess. You know, really emphasise the speed, the accuracy of absolutely everything. And I guess that comes from our experience working in pubs and kitchens and all that kind of stuff. Rather than just having tables, a scale, and a label printer, there really is some thought gone into what we're doing here. I mean, we're at a point at the moment where we're doing about 1,000 units a day.
Yeah.
Got about 20 clients on board now, which we're really appreciative of. And, you know, an ever-growing client base in that sense. Should have a massive influx of units going to Q4 as well. And a lot of people ask us about our prep centre and all the stuff we use. So I'll do a little shout out to our box guy and where we get our boxes from. I think all of you mostly know where we get our boxes from, but we get ours for about £1 each. We go to eBay for this. I think it's the same ones that SW Resources use, but for some reason we get ours a little bit cheaper. If you do want to find it, the seller on eBay is CICI67658. As I said, if you order 160 boxes, they're about £1 a box, which is great for us.
Yeah, that's great. They're all having those sort of, again, another sort of relationship that you've got in play. We order from this person quite continuously, so having them just know who we are is quite helpful. Moving down the line yourselves, or do you have someone that you work with? Does someone do anything for you? Let me just check that we're not dying over there.
can see you on here.
Yeah, no, it's still good. OBS was just deciding it wanted to have a cry.
Where did you see that question? I can't find it.
BJ Channel. Do you guys do prep yourselves at source to store, or have someone working for you? It does take a lot of time, especially with multiple clients. No, we prep everything. It's just us two. The odd times one of our people that we've been teaching how to sell on Amazon might come in and help us on a certain day. There's a few of those that we help and have really cemented their start in this. They'll help. We're obviously looking to hire nigh on immediately or very soon. Again, as we've said, Q4 Christmas is going to be huge, and it wouldn't be. We want to set a standard for our clients of how quickly we get our products out, and that means that we're going to need extra hands over Christmas. You know, we want to make sure that everyone has a fantastic experience when they use source to store, and part of that is ensuring that, you know, that even if we get busier, then no one's individual service drops off. They still get the same level of communication with us and the same level of expertise that we can bring to the table in regarding that. So, BJ, no mate, we're just rapid. We're just absolutely rapid. I've got 8 arms. I stand there and, you know, I've just got Red Bull pumping through the veins and some drum and bass music on a daily basis, and that's it. That's how we crack stuff out here.
That's how we stay alive here. But it's true. I mean, we can, and when we do go down this hiring route, we're going to be really particular about who we're hiring here. We want people that can go very, very quickly and can do everything really, really precise as well at the same time, because a lot of the systems we have in place of, you know, sheets and everything, they do need to be absolutely spot on for your guys' clarity where your stock is. And it's a massive importance to us that, you know, some of you may have 10, 20,000 pounds worth of stock here with us. We've got to make sure that's, you know, that's in safe hands. Yeah. And we won't just be hiring random people off the street to be, or, you know, people on a minimum wage. We want people that are going to be, you know, paid well, respected well, and have got a good work ethic just like us to be able to pump this stuff out, because having one person that is of really good calibre is going to matter way more than 3 people that have no idea what they're doing, you know.
We've seen the negative stuff coming out on Twitter and stuff regarding prep centres and things like that, and we will not allow ourselves to become a headline of negativity regarding the business. One thing that has helped us at the prep centre here, another expansion / change that we've had here in recent months, is we are now a UPS access point. So, you know, when you go and you drop off your Every parcels or your Yodel parcels to your local news agents or whatever, we are now the equivalent for that for UPS. So it means that our boxes that go out, we get a small amount. It's very small. We get a few pence per box that go out. But what it does mean for our clients and for the prep centre and for our stores personally is that we are guaranteed daily collections from UPS. We've built up a great relationship with them. You know, going into, as we say, keep talking about it, going into Christmas, we can contact them in advance and say, no, you know, we're going to have 50 boxes going out a day instead of our usual 20 odd. We've built up a relationship with them. The money is almost irrelevant, and in fact it does become taxing sometimes when someone comes in and UPS have made a mistake and they're just expecting you to fix it, because now we do get the general public come in here and drop off their parcels to us as well. So it can be taxing at times, but again, it's a decision that we made purely for building a relationship and ensuring that our clients get the best out of our service. And, you know, no one's going into Christmas on like the 22nd of December, I think is the last pickup day this year. We'll make sure that we still have an empty van coming to our doors and prioritising us over anyone else. You know, if you're living in local towns when you've got 1 or 2 boxes to pick up, they might well miss you around Christmas. They are very busy, but having that UPS access point for us secured that and ensures that we won't be missed. You can't leave us, you can't ignore us. We're too big now, and you know, it just doesn't look very good on them as a company if they can't come around to us at that point. So
it ensures we give a lot of savings to you guys as well. As we say, being the UPS access point, we get 30p a box. Customers, local people that come in and collect their parcels, we get 60p for that, and we can pass some savings on to you. All of this stuff is going to make our prices as cheap as they can be for you guys. I mean, we've spoke at length. I think a lot of prep centres out there are quite expensive, and I think that there's no reason to be, especially if they're up north and their rent is half the price of ours. But that's another conversation. But it's things like that. I mean, we get our 4x6 labels from UPS as well that other people can't get now on business accounts, I've heard. And it's all these little things that can really make us as cheap as possible and pass it down to you guys. And so your margins aren't affected. As we know, margins on Amazon are forever getting slimmer, and
all the time.
we want to help the best we can. And this was one of the ways.
Exactly. So what else has changed around here? Goodness me, ramping up our deal sheet, I suppose. We're trying to ever improve that and make it as good as it can be, or all round improving our services. We're expanding into not private label per se, but other different avenues regarding Amazon and local businesses being able to sell their products on Amazon. That's something we're going to spend a lot of time delving into soon, and ensuring that the average everyday business that's on the high street and suffering madly can also list their stuff on Amazon and take that on there as well. We don't want to see a world where the high street is just flats and everything's been converted. These stores and these high street stores still have their place for a lot of different things, and enabling those people to take their stores online to a professional site like Amazon and still have that FBA next day shipping is something that we really want to facilitate here. So we're looking heavy into that.
Especially the handmade side of Amazon as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Glenn hasn't explained, but on the business park here, there's a cushion company that we've become great friends with, and they've helped us, with prep here and there, and we're trying to take them to Amazon, aren't we?
Yeah.
And that's really exciting. I went to a local market recently, and I was saying to Glenn last week that there was a lady there that made jewellery out of spoons, and I thought, what a great niche, and I'd love to have given her a business card and spoke about getting her stuff on Amazon. And it's just them little examples of diversifying kind of what you're doing, and I think we really want to go down them routes, don't we?
Yeah, and I mean, we've ordered stuff from Etsy recently, for example, for our store, for little giveaways that we'll be doing for you guys, and replacement hats and things like that. But we've been Etsy is taking advantage of the fact that no one else is doing what Etsy is doing.
Yeah.
And if you can take the handmade element of Etsy and mix it with Amazon's next day shipping and personalization and stuff like that, then there's a huge market there that can be tapped into.
Why Etsy has that kind of hold on them, I don't know. Amazon, has the resources to be able to absolutely smash Etsy, and I think that'd be a great niche for us to dive into in the future.
Too right. We've got 13 people in here right now, guys. Thank you very much for coming through. Please ask any questions you have. What's my favourite lunch? Where would I love to, source? Anything like that, hit us up with a couple of questions. No matter how niche, silly or anything else they are, we're happy to help. So yeah, hit us up on that. In the meantime, as we've said, going into Christmas and things like that, there's going to be huge profit to take in. Going into the summer, obviously you're looking at the swimming pools, have been in there in the past, the hot tubs and chimneys and other things like that. But if you are feeling the heat like we are at the moment, then you'll know that prepping might be a bit slower and everything like that. So make sure you keep your fans on, keep yourself hydrated. Don't go doing anything stupid like diving down to see the Titanic.
Too soon.
Keep yourselves nice and safe. So yeah, keep on. No one's decided to take me up on that kind-hearted offer of asking questions. Do you know what? I'm not personally offended. Time to plug the YouTube. If you guys could head over to the video we most recently published, either in a new tab or in after this video. Again, Home Bargains, B&M, TK Maxx, which is the best? You'll find out by watching that video. As we said, we're trying to push content absolutely everywhere. One night, video and a podcast at the same time. No one's doing it like we do. And tell your friends. And bless them, people have started to pop some questions in the chat now. Nas has said, how to get in contact with good, reliable wholesale suppliers for Q4. Nas, if you go online and Google wholesale lists, or what's the website with the list of wholesalers? E-sources. E-sources will break down different lists of wholesalers by category, so beauty, toys, everything like that. That's a great place to go and look and see, and just to be honest, blanket apply for a lot of them. There are also some wholesalers that will let you see which products they have, but just not the prices in advance. When it comes to forms and applications for wholesalers, some of them will require like wholesale references. Now, if you get in contact with us beforehand and send us a message on Discord, send us a message through our socials, you are welcome to put down source to store as a wholesale trade reference for you. None of these will offer you credit accounts. It will all be pro forma invoices, bank transfer, pay then and there to confirm the order. But some of them want to be able to call someone up on the phone and have someone to vouch for them. Now, that is never something that we will shy away from. We are happy to help you expand your journey, but bear in mind with some of these wholesalers, they also might not deliver to your home address, flats, or none of them will drop pallets to houses. They're quite particular about that. So also, by putting us down as a name vouch, you're also welcome to use our prep centre. We do great deals on wholesale supply. So we'd recommend to get in contact with us. Obviously, there will be a time soon where we have to close our doors for the prep centre regarding new membership sign-ups anyway, because we want to make sure, as I've said before, that everyone gets the best opportunities and the best service going into Christmas. And
we don't want to take people on over Q4, do we? Not really.
Yeah, it's about expanding at a rate that you can handle, and we expect to see massive increases in clients and just stock and units being sent out, so it's only fair. So Nas, to clarify on that, Google a bunch of them. eSources, was it you said?
eSources.co.uk. If you get to a website that looks like it's made in the 1920s,
you've reached the right place.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic lists for you. There's obviously the classics out there as well. Your Best Way Wholesale, your Costco's. They're not great at this time of the year, but going into Christmas, they're a little bit better. So again, worth having those set up in advance.
Yeah.
BJ, making more money selling on Amazon or running a prep centre? Selling on Amazon.
Why not both?
To be honest with you, we run a prep centre because it's our sort of, for a long time, it's been our way of giving back, and we wanted a prep centre, but there wasn't any that we felt comfortable going with. So we said, screw it, let's do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we'll come to a point where obviously we're a bit more hands off with the prep centre, but we'll never leave it to be totally self-sufficient. We'll always be involved with it. We are Amazon sellers through and through, and the key thing for us was to make it so that people could have a prep centre that they could trust, ran by Amazon sellers themselves. So we ensure that everything is, we know what's changing. We know that when there's a glitch with FBA with shipments and sending stuff in, we know what generic warnings mean. We know when stuff needs to be relisted. We know all the basic stuff, and for us that was very key.
Distributors have been around since the dawn of time, and we're not a distributor. We're an Amazon prep centre for Amazon sellers specifically. We wanted a space for our own stuff, and we thought, well, we're going to have to get a space for our own stuff, so we may as well do everybody else's at the same time. Same as the access point.
Yeah.
We were sending things for UPS all the time, so we thought, why not open it to the general public? Making more money selling. I don't know if that's a question. Are we making more money selling on Amazon, or are we making more money doing the prep centre? And I'm not going to answer that.
But yeah, selling on Amazon is far more profitable than running a prep centre. I'll tell you that for free.
Yes.
But by no means is it. We're still here running the prep centre, so it's got to be good enough, isn't it? Dan DBH said, worth sending Q4 stock into Zon now or holding at home if I have the space. Generally have no idea on storage fees. Dan, if you use Seller Amp, there is a nice nifty little feature where you can change a slider, storage 1 to 12 months, and you'll see your fees increase and your profit decrease depending on how long you hold for. So if you're buying stuff now in the knowledge that you expect everything to be sold by January, go down into that and set your storage to 6 months. Storage is actually very, very cheap at Amazon. If you're selling small things or medium-sized things, it's very cheap. The problem comes when you have oversized, large, bulky, heavy items kept at Amazon. There'll be a lot of things that, maybe not now, but in the next 30 to 60 days, that you can start to stock up quite heavily for Q4. And for whether that be the world's largest Barbie set or these gigantic 5,000 piece Lego sets, I wouldn't advise it. But yeah, go down. It's a really helpful tool, and make sure that you check your storage little bar. You can drag it along on Seller Amp. If you use Buybot Pro, Profitil, I can't help you. That's about it, to be honest with you.
I mean, if it was a general rule, get all your Christmas. If you want something sold for Christmas, get it in before December 1st. I mean, we anticipate November to be busier than December. I mean, last year we were sending things in on 19th of December, and they were getting there before Christmas. But you know, as a general rule, I wouldn't bank on it. I really wouldn't.
No, I remember specifically sending a box 2 days after my birthday on the 25th of November, and that didn't reach Amazon until the 23rd of December. But stuff that I was sending on the 19th was reaching it on the 22nd.
Held at Tamworth?
So held at Tamworth. So just be careful with that. Get it. You're better off getting it in early, and don't shy away from consistently sending it in right up until the last day, which is Friday the 22nd.
Well done.
I think, of December. Don't shy away from sending stuff until then. It's absolutely fine. Keep it going, because people will buy a lot with gift cards on the 26th, 27th, 28th of December. All your stuff will still sell. All of it will still get into Amazon. So just keep it in the pipeline. Don't stop completely. Ryan Hackworth, when will you expand the workforce? Soon. As we said, going into Q4, it can't just be 2 people. We want to make sure that our customer experience does not drop off. Everyone's stock is getting in super quickly, and our deal sheet, which we haven't really spoken about much, does not suffer, and you guys get fantastic deals. Because if we give out great deals on our deal sheet, which I like to think that we do, we've had some fantastic feedback off of that recently, then there's more likely you're going to send us stuff to the prep centre.
Yeah.
So by keeping the deal sheet as fresh and as good as possible, not only are we making money off of that, but you know, we're going to make money on the other end. So in reality, we are so reliant on having our services both be fantastic. That's why we need to expand the workforce going forward. So it certainly won't be too long before we do that. G-Man, can you speak on A2A? It makes no sense to me. From what I've gathered, you've got to use a different card and email to sort of obscure your identity, but it's okay to ship to the same address as Amazon seller account.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess you've kind of got it already. You can't use the same email address as the email address as your seller account. You can't use a Prime account either. And I'm pretty much sure that's the same rules. You can use the same name.
Yeah.
You can use the same address.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just the same email as your seller account. I think there can be a bit of a problem there. And you can't have it a Prime either.
No Prime. Bear in mind, there was a long time where Amazon, for ungates, I think they still might, Amazon will accept Amazon invoices for Amazon seller ungates. So they're fully aware that you might well buy from their own platform and then resell on their platform. And to be honest, when it's not a price glitch like we had with the kettles a couple of months ago and things like that, Amazon are going to make double the money. They're going to make money off of selling the product, or you know, if you're buying off someone's repricer that has dropped down to match Amazon and you know the price is very cheap, they're going to make money off of the seller fees, the shipping fees, then any profit that's left in the product after that, and then you're going to resell it on Amazon, and they're going to make seller fees, shipping fees, storage fees all over again. So they're not actually, again, price glitches and things like that I think are slightly different, because if you're buying a kettle for £2, shock horror, even Amazon doesn't have the buying power to buy that kettle for less than £2 and then ship it to you. But there are lots of things where, yeah, to be honest, they know it's happening. Don't be cheeky about it. What costs Amazon a lot of money is the Prime. You know, that is a loss leader for them on every single account. They're not making any money from people on Prime that are buying expensive bulky items at a price match from like a supermarket being shipped to their house the next day.
Jordan's just said that also, just to add to that, sorry, you can't use the same phone number on the account either. So you've got to use a different phone number.
Shout out Jordan for that one. That's fantastic.
Thank you, Jordan.
News. Haha, the ungate selfie. The ungate selfie is goated.
Your ungate selfie.
Is he talking about
your one?
Oh yeah, there was once an ungate glitch. It's actually live at the moment for some sellers, so don't take my advice and do it. Actually, no, screw it.
You're
not going to get in trouble at the end of the day. If Amazon have a problem with it, you can just say you accidentally clicked on the wrong image.
Yeah.
But historically, I once got ungated in Nike, or Nike, however you say it, by sending a picture of myself wearing a Nike headband when I was starting a half marathon. Sometimes they have little glitches like that, and so you know that Amazon will say they care about a lot of things, and then in reality, if you're not hurting anyone, and they didn't want you to be ungated in it, or they didn't want you to do it, they just let you know. You know, they're not going to shut your account down immediately for that. Right, I didn't know SAS had that. Thanks, Dan. Big up John for that.
Dan, where's the discount hiding in this video, as if we'd tell you?
I'll tell you a discount code. If you want to get the source to store deal sheet, the code RA10 was used and featured in the YouTube video that I posted earlier on today. You can go check out that YouTube video on the channel homepage. It's comparing Home Bargains, TK Maxx and B&M for online for retail arbitrage opportunities. And so to get 10% off the deal sheet for the first month, you can use the code RA10 at the checkout. That is a capital R, a capital A, and then the number 1 and the number 0. So there you go, Dan. That's your that's your discount code. In terms of Amazon seller accounts, can you have 2 accounts, or is it illegal?
No, it's not illegal. Is it against Amazon's terms of service? Absolutely. But no, it's not illegal. It's not illegal. As long as you do your taxes correctly, it's not illegal whatsoever.
If you read the small print as well, you're actually safe to have 2 accounts.
Yeah.
You can have 2 accounts, it's not a problem. The problem will start to occur is if you sell exactly the same products on both accounts. If you start doing some jiggery pokery with your VAT and you don't pay any taxes, then that's going to cause a problem. Registered at the same business address might cause you a problem. Amazon actually has a page on this that says that you do not require their permission, and there's certain sets of circumstances. Just be clever. Don't buy a packet of Garnier shampoos and then sell the exact same packet of Garnier shampoos on the second account. If Amazon come knocking and say, why have you got 2 accounts, have a good reason. Say, one's a wholesale account that I run with with a business partner, and here's another account that I run on my own. They're not correlated, the money does not swap between them, we sell completely different products, and they're 2 different companies, 2 different entities.
John's right, it can be illegal if you're tax evading. Of course it can. Just make sure you're not tax evading.
Illegal, no, unless you make it against Amazon terms of service, maybe, if you don't tread that line correctly, and illegal, maybe, if you don't tread your tax line correctly. Provided you're doing that properly, then you're gravy. Go ahead, do it.
So if you had 2 eBay accounts, you'd assume that the police would come knocking. No, of course not.
Jordan kindly said Yodel clip killed it, and we're going to head off momentarily as we've been with you guys like 45 minutes now. I would like you to comment in the live chat, what is the worst courier delivery company in your opinion? Please drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to see what everyone else thinks, because obviously we have very good local couriers. Every, ironically, is our best courier, I would say.
Yeah.
Most of the parcels arrive completely scot-free of any damage. The guy is an absolute G-dog. Everyone is saying every, which makes me think we've got so lucky here.
We are lucky. And to be a prep centre that gets other people's stuff delivered, we are very lucky.
Tufnells. You ever had anything delivered by Tufnells?
Tufnells, that's heavy stuff, right?
Every is the worst from Nas and BJ. Fair play, chaps. Every is the best courier. Also, delivery driver is a saint. I think it's very dependent on who you get. Our worst here is probably Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
They are useless. They will. And Yodel is okay here, but Yodel's got a very terrible name for itself.
Amazon's shipping is such a shame, because they could do some kind of discount with sellers to encourage or FBM orders, or make it really, really cheap, but they just don't, and it's such a flawed service. It's such a shame. They could really do something good with it.
Any last minute questions, guys, and then we're going to shoot off. I have stuff to do. I've got the gym to go to, my work day has been long, and we're closing and finish. So if anyone else has any comments, any questions, drop them in now and we will answer them. Just quickly before we head off, other than that, thanks very much for popping by. Thank
you, everybody.
Source to Store would love to have you as a client, as a prep centre. If you need help prepping your units, or you think that later down the line you might need help prepping your units, the sooner you hop in the better. At some point there will be a price increase, our prices will go up, but if you lock yourself in, and send us a couple of boxes worth of units dripped and drabbed, then you are locked in at that price for life. Your price does not go up, but it does have the possibility of going down if you get bigger with us. So if that's something you're interested in, send us a message on our Discords, or send us a message on our socials. The deal sheet, if you're struggling to find leads, as I said, there's a discount code RA10 for 10% off your first month. You get 6 leads a day, a minimum of 25% return on investment when they are posted. We do our best to give you a really good mix of some slow sellers that will make you huge profit, along with some you know, some interesting lists, but there'll always be a minimum of 6 cracking leads a day, or what we believe to be cracking leads a day. And we've had some lovely feedback from our clients on that recently too. So if you're struggling to source and you really want to expand your Amazon store, have a think about that. It works out with what's it work out per lead before the discount?
Ooh, 50p a lead?
50p a lead.
Maybe
so,
less.
You know, we give out at least 6 a day. The last couple of days, we've been giving out 8 to 10. If we've got more, we'll give out more, but 6 is the bare minimum that you'll get.
Yes.
Doesn't look like we've got any more questions, so thank you everyone again for hopping by. Go check out that video that we've just uploaded. I hope you enjoy it. Leave us a comment over there.
Show some love, please.
Please do, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.
We'll be back next time.